You're on 100.3 FM, the sounds of MacArthur. Greg Bryant with you for the Aussie Collection Show. It's now time for Acoustics in the Room. Now we have the talented Beck Fielding. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming in. So can you tell everyone a bit about yourself for those unfamiliar?
Sure. So I moved from Canberra 2004. My sort of songwriting had started in Canberra but was pretty much restricted to my lounge room. And in moving to Sydney, I started going out to some open mic nights. Met a gentleman by the name of John Cheshire who invited me over to a songwriter night at the Excelsior Hotel in Foveaux Street, Surrey Hills, back in the day, which is now a Mexican restaurant. And started to get some stage performance experience, and I was very uncomfortable on stage there for a while, but, started to play with people like Ollie, who was a fantastic guitarist and got on stage with me and sort of transformed that uncomfortability into a bit of a euphoric experience. And just over the years, developed as a songwriter, went to songwriting workshops and have just kind of like kept chipping away at it. Yeah. That's, I guess, the sort of the journey in a bit of a nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was there a particular moment growing up when you realised music was for you?
I guess when I was very young, sort of around the age of 7, one of my best friends, Aaron, was learning to play piano, and I would sit over his shoulder and watch him play, and through that I actually taught myself how to play the entertainer. And from that, my mum got me piano lessons, and I started to learn how to play piano. And it kind of stuck with me throughout the years. I was also incredibly passionate about horse riding. So I had these two passions, and horse riding won out for quite a long time. But I sort of had the misfortune of breaking my leg on 3 occasions when I grew up, about 4 years apart, and each time I would go back to music and back to piano or keyboard lessons, and it's just sort of something that was, I guess, always recognised as a gift, and yeah, has always, I suppose, been a way for me to express and an outlet, and just over time it's become more than that.
Yeah. And what about any artists that inspire you musically?
It's always a tricky question because, sometimes there's a line between who you just love to listen to as a listener and an enjoyer of music, and then there's who you actually allow to influence your own sort of sound. And I would say that, probably a lot of those influences are subconscious. They're the music that I grew up with. I can, say that someone like Sade, her sound is something that has informed me, just a very smooth, sort of big bass sound. Then there would be artists like Paul Simons or even Elvis, and the Beatles, whose music has sort of infiltrated and informed my creativity. Yeah. Missy Higgins has been a huge one for me, particularly her first album, Sound of White.
That was actually the first album that I've ever brought.
Yeah, well, it was probably one of mine as well. Yeah. And, I wasn't a big buyer of music, but as the second I heard her on the radio, I remember exactly the moment in time. I was working for Clean Air Technologies down in Canberra as an office administrator, and, the radio was just up to the right, and I remember hearing one of her songs, and I just immediately went out and bought that album and listened to it over and over and over and over again. It was like a best friend for years. Yeah.
We have brought you a guitar. I'd love to hear a live track for Acoustics in the Room. What do you want to play for us first?
So I've got one of my more recent songs, which I started writing a couple of years ago, but I've only just finished recently. And that's sometimes because you're waiting for that lyrical idea to drop in. It's a track called You're Kind of Wonderful, and it's about, meeting those kind of people, or that kind of person who just sort of has this air about them that just makes you kind of want to know them There's just something kind of wonderful about them.
Take it away when you're ready.
Well, here we go into Never Never Land. I'll follow. I'll take your smooth and silky hand. I believe you're good. I believe you're kind, magical. It's your smile, the way you're biting on your lip that drives me wild. A little more than I'll admit. I believe you're good. I believe you're kind, magical. I'm throwing caution to the wind. Throwing caution to the wind. Because you're wonderful. Caution to the wind, because you're wonderful. Babe, you're wonderful, magical, with your smooth and silky hands. Wonderful, with your smooth and silky hands, magical. Oh, ba-dum-ba-dum, 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 oh, ba-dum-ba-dum, ba-dum-ba-dum, ooh, till the
Wonderful Beck Fielding there. That was awesome.
Thank you.
I love that song.
Thank you very much.
So where do you take your inspiration when you are writing songs?
It's usually from my life experiences. The lyrical content, 9 times, 9.5, 9 3/4 times out of 10. It's out of, from my life experiences. Or, something that I witness in another person's life and am, sort of emotionally impacted by.
Yeah. And when you are writing, do you have a certain process, or does it change each time?
I guess I do have a little bit of a format, and usually it starts with the guitar and certain chord progression, or even just one chord that I really, really like, and then sort of expand on that chord. And usually then that coincides with something that I'm emotionally impacted by at the time. And so I just sort of start playing, and pretty much words will start to come very, very quickly. And, I might sit down with my rhyming dictionary and just write out lots and lots and lots of words that sound like, or a perfect rhyme, or what have you, just to sort of fill my subconscious with other ideas, so that, It doesn't, you know, as I sing each line, it's sort of like if you're listening for the first time, it's not a predictable rhyme scheme.
Yeah.
And it just opens up different avenues and kind of makes that lyrical writing part of the journey more exciting to sort of be able to draw from lots of different ideas and see where that song can go, or, you know, to sort of have that feeling in my body of what it is that I want to express, and then a whole range of words that I can sort of select from that best fit, that feeling, yeah.
And do you have plans on releasing new music soon?
Yes, I've got a couple of singles that are ready for release, and I'm just working with a music marketer to come up with a strategy for that. One of those songs we'll actually be playing today, which is This Girl. Yeah. And
I heard a beautiful song of yours over the weekend called Hurricane.
You like that one, huh?
Can you tell us a bit about that one?
Yeah. So I was living in Edgecliff at the time and stayed up one night till about 3 o'clock in the morning watching a movie called Home. And this movie is, you know, it's very cinematographic, and it's just about the things that we're doing to the earth. And also part of my background is that I have learnt American Indian healing and way of life from a man by the name of Medicine Crow. And, you know, just sort of growing up in the country and being influenced by him and the importance of having connection and relationship with the earth, seeing the devastating things that we're doing to the earth when you sort of look at it, you know, from a higher perspective, just seeing land that's cleared for cattle, and the cattle don't even have grass to walk on. They're just in these dirt-filled sort of corrals, you know, things like that, and just the destruction of forest and all that kind of stuff. It really had a huge impact on me. For anyone who's listening, if you want to check out the movie, it's free on YouTube to check it out. It's just called Home, the movie about Earth. And so I was just sitting down with the guitar and had a bit of a rhythm come up, and sort of like the hair on the back of my neck stood up. And I wrote that song as a way to try and encourage people to be more conscious of what it is that we're doing, and invite them to be a part of the solution, not to point fingers and you should and what have you, but just to try and find a way to open the door for people and write the music in a way that people feel like naturally inspired to actually do something to contribute to turning things around.
Yeah, well, it is a beautiful song.
Thank you.
I'm listening to it all weekend.
Oh, wow, thanks.
Now, this might be a hard question, but do you have an ultimate dream gig that you'd love to do?
An ultimate gig? I guess I haven't really thought about it. But, you know, doing a gig with Missy Higgins would probably be one of the big things for me.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And where can people go to see you perform? You got any gigs coming up?
Yes, I do. So my next gig is at the Record Crate, which is in Glebe Point Road, Glebe, on the 18th of September. I'll also be at the Record Crate again on the 2nd of October. And then gig after that is at the Symposium, which is 2 Bligh Street in Sydney. And that will be with Chris Racevich, who's running the gig on the 16th of October.
Well, so everyone who's listening, make sure you go out to see Beck Fielding. Be an awesome night. So what do you enjoy most when you're performing in front of a crowd? My aim, and I don't always achieve it, but my aim is to be completely authentic and to enjoy the performance myself, to actually just enjoy the songs that I'm singing, because I think it comes across, and if I'm enjoying it and I'm at ease, then it makes it more inviting for the audience. If I can maintain that state and be expressive, you know, like every time you sing a song, it will be slightly different, but if I can be true to that, to the moment, that's what I love the most.
And then that, just being able to communicate with the audience, not just the songs, the little bits in between, but, for people to come up to me afterwards and feel comfortable to come up and let me know how my performance impacted them. Like I had a guy come up to me after a gig not so long ago, and he's like, "Oh, I was just watching you like a hawk." And he said, "And you made my insides all warm and gooey." And it's like, oh, that's so nice that, a guy felt comfortable enough to come up and tell me that. And it was just really sweet.
Yeah, really a nice feeling hearing that.
Absolutely, yeah.
We'd love to hear another live one in the studio.
Yeah,
what do you want to
sure.
play for us next?
So this is actually my latest song, and probably only a handful of people have actually heard it. It's called Far Away. Staring out the back door into space, I'm in trouble with myself. I start to pace. So the locksmith came and took my lock away. He said, "Come on, girl, there's things you've got to face." While I'm looking at the back door, reaching for the back door, trying not to run far away, far away. Sitting in the lounge room is my fear, and trapped down in the basement are my tears. Oh, and they have never seen the light of day. They plot and plan and pray for their escape. While I'm looking at the back door, reaching for the back door, trying not to run far away, far away, far away, far away, far away, far away, far away. These lonely hours fill my head with mercury, and the walls of my towers have seen no one but me. All these years have covered up my pain, all the way, all the way, all the way. Built these walls and pushed you to remain far away, far away, far away. Run away, far away, far away. Run away, run away, far away, far away. Oh, far away.
Beck Fielding there on 100.3 FM. That was awesome.
Thank you very
Beautiful
much.
song.
Thank you.
I could listen to your voice all day.
Awesome.
voice.
Thank you.
So what's the best way for people to contact you to find more information?
So currently my website's down, but I'm on Facebook. So my web page, if you just look up Beck Fielding Music, that's BeckFielding, Beck Fielding Music on Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. So you can also just look up Beck Fielding on Instagram, and I'm on iTunes and Spotify and sort of pretty much any digital distribution
site that you can think of, Amazon, etc. I'm there.
So if people look, they'll find you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Been great having you in, and we're going to finish with your song, This Girl. Do you want to tell us about this before we play it?
Yeah, so, really this song is in the spirit of women of any age, but particularly girls in early high school, really supporting each other and being kind to each other. Sort of just drawing from some of my experiences and the heartache that can come when girls don't support each other. It's about being a best friend to yourself and a best friend to your mates.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we're going to play it right now, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. I know this special girl. She's one of the most beautiful in the world, good at so many things, this girl. You might like to be her friend. She'll keep your secrets right till the very end. It's all above the line with this girl. And if you go too fast, she will run and you'll end up standing there. But if you take it slow, there's a chance that you might get to know this girl. Got a colored past. She'll tell you stories that'll make you cry and laugh. Get on your knees and pray for this girl. Ooh, she's always had a heart of gold. They got trampled on the way. So make sure you gentle when you make your play. 'Cause if you go too fast, she will run and you'll end up standing there. But if you take it slow, there's a chance that you might get to know this girl.
Hey, I'm Brad Marks, and you're listening to my mate Greg on 100.3 FM.